Why does the U.S. still use the Electoral College? The origins of the U.S. electoral system. With the U.S. presidential election just around the corner, you might find it puzzling that in the U.S., a candidate can win the popular vote but still lose the election. Today, let's delve into the U.S. Electoral College system. Every 4 years, in early November, Americans line up to vote. However, while the ballots list the names of the candidates, voters are actually voting for members of the Electoral College. This system can result in a candidate winning the popular vote but losing the election due to the distribution of electoral votes. For instance, in the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton received nearly 3 million more votes than Donald Trump but still lost the presidency. Why did the Founding Fathers create this system? When they gathered at the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia in 1787, they agreed on the need to elect a national leader, but the method of election was a contentious issue. 3 proposals were considered: having Congress elect the president, having state legislatures elect the president, or having the people elect the president directly. At that time, the people referred to white men with property. Those who supported Congress electing the president argued that the general populace lacked the knowledge to make an informed decision and that candidates from distant states would be unknown to many voters. However, opponents feared this would undermine the separation of powers and lead to a weak president controlled by Congress. The proposal for state legislatures to elect the president was strongly opposed by Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury, who advocated for a strong federal government. He feared that giving states this power would weaken the federal government. Gouverneur Morris argued for direct election by the people, asserting that the president should represent the people. However, southern states opposed this, as their large populations included many enslaved people who could not vote, reducing their influence. Additionally, there were concerns about the general populace's lack of education and understanding of politics, which could lead to mob rule. Unable to reach a consensus, the delegates formed an 11-member committee to continue the discussion. The first proposal for direct election was withdrawn due to Southern opposition. After extensive debate, they proposed the Electoral College system, placing independent electors between the people and Congress. This system was designed to protect against undue influence from Congress, state legislatures, and foreign governments, as well as from populist movements. The idea was that wise and reasonable electors would screen the people's votes. However, the Founding Fathers did not anticipate the development of political parties. They believed the U.S. would be free from factionalism and party politics. Yet, as soon as George Washington stepped down, the U.S. entered an era of party politics. Initially, electors had 2 votes, one for president and one for vice president. The candidate with the most votes became president, and the runner-up became vice president. This system quickly revealed its flaws in the 1796 election, where John Adams, a Federalist, became president, and Thomas Jefferson, a Democratic-Republican, became vice president, leading to constant conflict. By the 1800 election, both parties aimed to secure both the presidency and vice presidency. Democratic-Republican electors were supposed to vote for Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr, with one elector withholding a vote for Burr to ensure Jefferson's victory. However, all Democratic-Republican electors voted for both, resulting in a tie. The decision then fell to the House of Representatives, where each state had 1 vote. After 35 ballots, Alexander Hamilton, despite being a political opponent of Jefferson, intervened, believing Burr to be unfit for the presidency. His influence led to Jefferson's election on the 36th ballot. This crisis led to the 12th Amendment in 1804, which required electors to cast separate votes for president and vice president. Despite its inefficiencies and occasional reversals of popular vote outcomes, the Electoral College persists because it benefits certain states. For example, in 2020, California had 55 electors, while Wyoming had 3, despite California having over 22 million registered voters compared to Wyoming's 270,000. This gives smaller states disproportionate voting power. Changing the system would require a constitutional amendment, a challenging process needing approval from 2/3 of both houses of Congress and ratification by 3/4 of the states. An attempt was made in 1969 by Senator Birch Bayh to replace the Electoral College with direct popular vote, passing the House but failing in the Senate due to a filibuster led by Senator Strom Thurmond. Today, we've explored the complex U.S. Electoral College system. Who will win the upcoming election? Stay tuned for more interesting stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.